Hi, my name's Georgia from BN Australia. I'm a physiotherapist and expert in pelvic floor physiotherapy. And today I want to talk to you about why vaginal dilators help with penetrative pain or vaginal pain. So when we're talking about dilators, we're talking about smooth cylindrical devices that increase in both length and width to either stretch or desensitize the vaginal canal. So this is an example of size 1 to 3 in the BN vaginal dilator range, and you can see that they increase in both the width and the length as they go up in sizes. Size 1 is about the size or the width of a tampon, and it's just slightly longer than a tampon, and they gradually increase from there in very small increments to allow your progression from size 1 to size 2 and so on to be easy and really calm and gentle to the vagina. So the reason why this works is because when we're talking about penetrative pain or vaginal pain, we're talking about two things to make it as simple as possible. So we're talking about pelvic floor muscle spasms. So the pelvic floor or the muscles that surround the entrance of the vagina can tighten and constrict, which can then make penetration either really uncomfortable or impossible. We also are talking about a nerve response or a central nervous system response. So the nerves that supply those muscles in the skin and the vaginal canal can become really sensitive to something like penetration, because if it's been painful in the past, it expects that it's going to be painful in the future. So it sends you lots of pain signals as warnings that, hey, penetration isn't what we should be doing right now. So the goal of dilator therapy is often to both stretch those muscles that surround the entrance of the vagina, as well as to teach the brain that something inserting into the vagina or penetrating the vagina isn't a threat and shouldn't be painful. So the goal of dilator therapy is always to do it with as little discomfort as possible. So we're aiming for a 4 out of 10 or less, where 10 is the worst pain imaginable and 0 is no pain at all, so that we can show that penetration in a controlled manner using dilators isn't a painful stimulus. If you push through the dilator therapy too quickly, or you're working above that 4 out of 10 pain, then we're reinforcing that pain cycle to the body. So the goal is definitely not to cause yourself pain, and more isn't always better. We need dilator therapy to be uncomfortable at best, but the ideal would be less than a 4 out of 10 and just mild stretching or mild discomfort at the entrance, which means you might stay on one size for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, before you can move up to the next size, so that we're working within that pain range. If we're showing the body that consistently something of this size isn't painful, it's not threatening, the muscles and the nerves are more likely to relax to allow for something of that size to penetrate or to enter the vagina. At that point, we can then move on to the next size, which is a gradual increase, and then we want to start over again, showing the body that something of a slightly wider diameter or a slightly longer length is also not threatening to the vagina. Working through this progression and gradually increasing the size of the penetrating object can retrain the body and the brain's response to penetration, and therefore allow you to achieve pain-free penetration for whatever that looks like for you, whether that's using a tampon, having a gynecological exam, or achieving penetrative intercourse with a partner. For more information about dilators or BN Australia, head to www.bn.com.au.